Alright, yes, let's get this out of the way real quick. Yes, I have a beard now, alright? You guys in the behind the scenes comment section were going absolutely wild about this. Anyways, that's not the point of today's video. Today, we are going into what I actually asked you about a week and a half ago now. I asked you to send me your questions my way so that I can answer them back to you. And I try to ask you guys to be unique with your questions, and it's the first time in a while that we've done this, so there may be some repeats. I'm not sure. I honestly have not gone and checked back the last Q&A video because honestly, it really sucks. So let's see if this one's a little bit better, huh? We're gonna go ahead and jump straight into things here. Question number 1 from TrainHunter94. What was the hardest or most complex track you had to make for a stop motion Miscraft Racing Complex? Yeah, I know I used it really only for 3 races, but you know, that track just took forever to make. I did a lot of terraforming with some styrofoam and stuff, and it was also just a big road course. So there were a lot of elements to it, but you know, in the end, I think it's one of my favorite tracks that I've ever made. So, you know, complex, but also satisfying, I guess, is a good answer for that. Next up is from a buddy of mine, Vortex Chaos. Some of your older stop motions from a few years ago had some classic mid-2010s electronics music in it. If you indulge in electronic music, what is your favorite EDM song? I listen to a lot of electronic music nowadays. I've mostly started to go towards like Temanite and stuff. I know it's not necessarily EDM, but I've listened to a lot of Water Flame music, a lot of Panda Eyes and all that kind of stuff. MDK, I use MDK a lot in the videos. A lot of really cool stuff from MDK. For a lot of you people that didn't really know what I listened to, a lot of Temanite, a lot of melodic stuff. I'm not as big into lyrical kind of things, but you know, yeah, Geometry Dash really made an impact on me when I was younger, alright? Just from ESMN, as a sophomore in high school, what is it like as a college student, as it would be nice to know for when you go, hopefully? Well, if you decide to live on whatever campus you go to, there's a good chance that you're probably gonna have to change your lifestyle pretty heavily. I live on my campus now, that's why it's so hard for me to make stop motions, because my racetracks take up half the room if I were to actually bring them in. So I can't really do that, so I gotta come home on the weekends. Luckily, I'm within about a 45-minute drive of where I go to school and where I live, so I'm actually able to come home occasionally and actually film some stop motions. And recently I've been grinding that out, hopefully, to get this season finished. So, you know, it's quite odd. There's a lot of drama, but there's also a lot of charm to it as well. You know, you'll have a lot of people smoking weed, doing drugs, all this kind of stuff. We also have a lot of people who are trying to, you know, go to college and get, you know, through life as easily as possible and get as much education as they can. So it's really odd. There's almost no in between from the extremes to people who just go there to goof off and do drugs and other random stuff like that, and those that are actually there to do what you want to do. And if you surround yourself with the right people, then you'll get through college just fine. Next up from Alan Wiltsey is, do you like listening to music or podcasts while making your stop motion races? Yes, I do. Man, going back to the music thing, I listen to music a lot of Temanite stuff, of course, a lot of stuff I can dance to, really. Singing is not really something I'm very good at, so I usually try to stay away from songs that actually have lyrics to them, like I just mentioned as well. But I've also started listening to a lot of podcasts as well. There's 2 podcasts I mainly listen to. The first one I listen to the most is actually Distractable. Yes, I do watch Markiplier and his 2 friends, Bob and Wade. I absolutely love that trio. And they've got a great podcast. It's really fun. You know, it really kind of makes time go by really fast. And so when laps take 45 minutes to an hour to do, you can just make sure you get 1 lap done an episode and you're on the right track. That's pretty much how I gauge my filming process. And yeah, I listened to that, but also recently, my favorite driver, Denny Hamlin, has started his own podcast, Actions Detrimental, with Denny Hamlin and also co-host Jared. Those 2 are an absolute blast to listen to about NASCAR and stuff like that, and they've also got a lot of insight as well, so definitely go give them a listen as well. Both of those podcasts I listen to a lot. I occasionally also watch YouTube videos, just a lot of old, like, stream VODs or something like that from other streamers like RT Game or, you know, people like that I'll also watch around a lot, because I am a gamer as well, after all, so, you know, I gotta keep up with my gaming YouTubers as well. That one Kyle Busch fan asked if you go back and change one thing from my old stop motions, other than getting a tripod, because that was an obvious go-to. What would I have changed? What would I have changed? I think the biggest thing would be my commentary. I still do this a lot. I say the word a lot. I do a lot of repeats as well, but my energy just really wasn't there and I didn't really know how to control myself very well when I was younger. I still don't. I'm not saying I'm a lot better at my commentary now, but I wish I started listening to MRN and all those guys. I'm picking up a lot more pointers earlier, and, you know, starting to calm down a little bit, because I turn into Eminem a lot when I do commentary. Even still now, like I'll say cars, you know, coming out of turn number 1 is Kurt Busch in the outside lane. You know, I'll just start spitting bars that I don't even know where come from. Like, it's just the weirdest, it's just the strangest thing. I don't know why, but the commentary's always been the part that I'm most critical of. The stop motion, you know, it's whatever, you know, I'm always trying to improve that. It's never consistent anyways, so as long as it's good enough, it's good for me. But my biggest thing is always the commentary. When it comes to sports other than NASCAR, or motorsports in general, what's my top pick? Funny question. Nothing. I don't watch any other sports outside of racing. I don't. I really don't. I mean, if you want to count Monster Jam, but I mean, that is a motorsport, so I guess, yeah, no. Absolutely nothing outside of motorsports. Sorry. What is the most unique piece of NASCAR memorabilia in your collection? Let me grab that real quick. Oh, Lord. It's unique because, it's big. It's one of a kind as well, in a sense. I mean, there's a lot of this type of thing out there, but I'm the only one who's gonna have this exact piece of memorabilia. It's a piece of sheet metal. My boy Denny Hamlin raced this car at Atlanta 2021. Yeah, this was the spring race from 2021, and this is one of the quarter panels of the race car, and you know, it's really cool. I got it for Christmas a little while ago. Yeah, really cool. What sporting events are on my bucket list? Yeah, I'd really like to get out for some Formula 1 races. It would just be really tough to do, just because of the fact that, you know, it costs more than I'm worth to get out to those races, you know? The only other thing I think would be interesting going to see is the World Finals for Monster Jam. And I think they're in Nashville this year, so that wouldn't be too far of a trek for me to go and see some monster trucks do some really freaking cool things. Good old AAPCS Racing Network asks if you go to any track on the West Coast, what would it be and why? Yeah, Auto Club. I'm gonna miss that 2-mile racetrack. I really am. I wish I could get out to see that track, but you know, time is cut short. Maybe I'll get out there when they do finally convert it to the short track. I do not want to go to LA Coliseum. Sonoma would be pretty fun to go to as well. I think that would definitely be up there. I really like Sonoma and Auto Club, but you know, we'll see. It's hard to get out to the West. You know, Vegas would be fun to do. Phoenix, I think, would probably be the highest bet I have to go to out of all of them for the championship race at some point. Next up, Riley77 asks, what's your favorite video game of all time? And reason I'm wearing the hat, I saw this question and I thought, why not? I have to. I absolutely have to. My favorite video game series of all time is The Legend of Zelda, and man, the Wind Waker game is just, oh man, I remember coming home when I was younger and getting to play that game. It was just one of those games that was, you know, a really big part of my childhood, and I still play it to this day. You know, I've sped run it, I've completed it multiple times, and it's just the best game of all time. You cannot fight me otherwise. I gotta look this word up real quick. Yes. Alright, so this question is, do you like the word defenestration? I searched up the definition of defenestration. Noun, formal, humorous. The action of throwing someone out of a window. 2, informal. The action of dismissing someone from a position of power or authority. Yeah, that's my kind of word. Defenestration. Ethan asks, what's your goal/dream away from YouTube? Outside of YouTube, I don't know what my goals would be, honestly. I'm studying psychology in school right now with a minor in creative writing. Man, I'd really like to make a short film. I'd really like to write a book. And I'd really like to do some research. I think those are the big three things for me right now. Everything underneath that, or just bucket list items. You know, going to some big name theme parks. I've already been to Cedar Point. I've already been to Hershey Park. I've already, you know, I'm a big roller coaster enthusiast, and so I'd like to get overseas to see a lot of those cool parks. I'm, of course, a motorsports fan. I'd love to go see Monster Jam World Finals, see more Crown Jewel races like the Indianapolis 500, even the Monaco Grand Prix. Go see the Daytona 500 some more, Coca-Cola 600 some more. You know, if I had the dream, if I were able to live my dream, I would be a researcher. Researching some stuff, trying to figure out why certain people are just the way they are. Not necessarily, I would not be one of the people who would fix the problems. I would determine what needs to be fixed and how people can go about that. I've always been one of those people who's been trying to find my own escape from reality. That's why I started making these stop motions, because I used to play with my toy cars all the time, trying to make my own races and make my own reality. And you know, if me being able to do this here, you know, kind of makes that reality for other people. Hey, outside of, you know, real life, you can come in to watch some toy cars go in circles, and, you know, for 10 minutes of your day, I might actually be able to, you know, help you out a little bit, you know, or stress you out even more if your least favorite driver wins the race. But, you know, I'm sorry. But in the end, I think just try to be an overall positive. You know, I used to be a really terrible kid, I think. You know, just being reflexive of myself was something that I was not very good at, and you know, I want to be better than that now, and hopefully my dream is to be able to settle down and be proud of myself. Alright, Blake, we're gonna have a problem. So, M&M Cup Series. The guy who made a lot of NASCAR Moments compilations, you know, Moments Cup Series, we call him. He's milked everything that's happened in NASCAR at least 2 or 3 times in a multitude of different videos. Sorry, Blake. I'll try to not make as much fun of you here, but yeah, can I have your dog? No, you cannot have my dog, Gracie. She's sleeping right now, so I'm not going to show her to the camera, but she is the most adorable thing. Here, I'll show you some pictures of Gracie. She's the most adorable thing, and you are not going to have her, Blake. I'm sorry. I am very, very sorry, but you are not going to have my Gracie. All right, George, yeah, I have questions. I have a lot of questions. Have you ever yeeted a baby? No, I'm not how to basic. I'm not gonna yeet a baby unless it doesn't stop screaming and crying sitting next to me at a NASCAR race or on the plane. If it's on the plane, I'm throwing it right out the window. I'm sorry. Last question of the day comes from Rodco Racing. Do you have a girlfriend? Ha! No, I hate to break it to you, but no, I do not have a girlfriend. Anyways, that is it for the Q&A video. You know, we had some interesting questions today. You know, a lot better than I think the last few Q&As have gone. You guys really did keep it unique. Thank you all for submitting your questions. Sorry this video is like 2 weeks after I asked the question in the community chat, but you know, I can only film on the weekends at home, so, sorry. Thank you all so much for watching and sending in some of the most ridiculous questions that I've ever seen on the internet, especially on this channel. And you guys, some of you are just weird. There were a few questions that I did not want to answer, and so I just left out of this. So, alright, that's it from me, guys. Don't bully people, don't do drugs, go to a lot of NASCAR races, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Defenestration.